Okay, you feel that. That buzz in the air.
Oh, yeah.
It's here. Tonight, Game 6 of the 2025 NBA Finals. And everything is on the line. I mean, literally everything.
No exaggeration.
You've got the Oklahoma City Thunder, right? This super young, totally fearless team. Just one single win away from an unthinkable championship.
Unthinkable is the word. A title that just changes their whole story instantly.
And then you look across, and there are the Indiana Pacers. Man, they are fighting, just scratching and clawing, hanging on by maybe the thinnest thread possible.
Desperate to force a Game 7 back in OKC, which, let's be honest, sounds like maybe the loudest place on earth right now.
It's going to be insane if it gets there.
And what we've kind of pulled from the deep dive, looking at player tracking, coaching notes, the Pacers seem to have this almost shocking plan. It's not just about surviving tonight.
Right. They think they can flip this whole thing. It's like destiny versus just pure defiance.
Yeah.
That's what really jumped out from all the analytics and the scouting reports you pulled together for us. So is this the game, like the legacy game?
Could be.
Is this where Shai Gilgeous-Alexander goes from, superstar to the guy, lifts the trophy tonight?
Yeah.
Or does Tyrese Halliburton, maybe on sheer willpower and some clever tactics we spotted, does he somehow ruin the party? Send us all back for Game 7.
That's the drama right there.
Yeah. So our mission here, for you listening, is to really unpack all that. The key stuff, the matchups, the stories under the surface for Game 6,
Yeah.
using all this great material.
We're going to give you that insider view, without drowning you in numbers.
The best bits distilled. So, buckle up.
Definitely. Because when you peel it back, the stakes just couldn't be higher. This isn't just, another playoff game.
And way.
One of the big analyses we looked at called it potentially a defining night for where the NBA is headed.
Wow. Yeah, I can see that.
Think about OKC, youngest finals team in decades. They've already blown away expectations just getting here.
Totally shocked the world.
And now they're just 48 minutes from their first title since KD left, that whole era.
It's wild. And what's amazing is how their youth, which everyone thought was a weakness, right? It's become this weird strength, like resilience.
Yeah, the psych profiles we saw touched on that.
Yeah.
They just don't seem scared.
They really don't. And meanwhile, Indiana is trying to write their own, miracle story.
The ultimate underdog tale.
Led by Halliburton, who's clearly banged up, but just so brave out there. Their whole identity seems to be about grit, teamwork, heart, trying to overcome OKC's raw talent.
It's a total clash of styles, isn't it?
Yeah.
The young guns versus the scrappy veterans.
It really is. And the pressure tonight, it's immense. Thunder win, champagne pops, done, champions.
But if they lose at home, oof.
All that momentum, that feeling of it's our year, gone. All the pressure flips right on them for Game 7.
You can almost feel that tension building, can't you?
Yeah.
How do you think, listening out there, how do you think each team handles that kind of pressure cooker?
It's got to be intense.
The whole mental side is huge here, which inevitably brings us right to the two guys at the center of it all, Shai versus Halliburton.
Okay, let's talk Shai. SGA.
Yeah.
I mean, the analytics we dove into just confirm what our eyes tell us, right? He's been absolutely him this series.
He really has. Cooking.
Those crafty mid-range pull-ups, he's hitting them at 55% in the finals, even with guys draped all over him.
Ridiculous percentage.
His footwork is killer, always creating that little bit of space. And he just looks so calm when it gets tight. Ice in his veins, for real.
The stats back it up. 29 points, 6 assists, shooting over 50%.
But the film breakdown shows how he does it. Those little hesitations, the weird angles he uses. He always seems a step ahead.
And then you got Halliburton on the other side. The medical stuff suggests that ankle is definitely still bothering him.
Yeah, you can see it sometimes.
But he's still the engine, right? He's got to be.
Yeah.
Dropping dimes, still hitting 40% from three, making things happen even when he doesn't have that same burst.
It's fascinating how much they rely on his vision, his passing. A tactical analysis really highlighted that.
When he has to score more, especially if he can't blow by guys because of the ankle, his efficiency takes a hit. You see that dip.
So it seems pretty clear, right? If Halliburton is limited, if he can't generate that same energy, get paint touches, create like usual, it might just be curtains for the Pacers tonight.
It could be.
Yes.
But what if he finds a way? What if they use those off-ball actions, those quick-release threes we saw them try in Game 5?
Then maybe, just maybe.
Then we're absolutely looking at an epic Game 7. It really could swing on these two guys. So let me ask you listening, who do you think has been more valuable in these finals? SGA or Halliburton? Tough call.
It really is. Okay, so the guards get the headlines, but often these things are won, down low. In the trenches.
Yeah, let's shift to the paint. Chet Holmgren versus Miles Turner. That's a huge physical battle brewing.
Chet, man, the rookie phenom, he has been everywhere. The film review was wild, showing how he contests shots without fouling.
Using that crazy length.
Right.
What is it, 7'6" wingspan?
Something nuts like that. He disrupts drives, recovers to challenge at the rim. That verticality thing is key for OKC's defense. And it directly challenges what Turner wants to do.
And he stretches the floor on offense too, right? Pulls Turner away from the basket. He plays with zero fear, it seems like.
None at all. But Turner, he's the veteran, the shot blocker. He's not backing down. He's got finals experience now.
And he's been banging bodies, anchoring that Pacers defense. What's interesting from the defensive metrics is how well he can move his feet on switches against OKC's guards sometimes.
Yeah. So the big questions are, can Chet stay out of foul trouble if Turner gets really physical?
And for Turner, can he hit those corner threes? They need that spacing. Plus, can he keep sealing off the paint against SGA and J-Dub driving?
It feels like whoever controls that area, the paint, whether scoring there or stopping the other team, they might just control the whole series tonight.
Big time. Which leads us right into the coaching side. The chess match.
Daigneault versus Carlisle. Young gun versus the experienced vet. Analytics versus kind of old school feel.
Yeah, and Daigneault has built OKC into this.
Yeah.
What did the breakdown call it? A positionless beast.
Haha. Yeah, I like that.
They switch everything. They push the pace constantly. Use all that length and versatility. It makes offenses really uncomfortable.
Well, Carlisle, he's had to rely more on grit, finding those little mismatches during the game, making those quick, timely adjustments.
So here's a key question. Do the Thunder trap Halliburton more tonight? Our analysis showed the Pacers offense really struggles, like drops 15% effectiveness when he sees a hard trap.
Especially with good rotation behind it. Daigneault hasn't done it a ton this series, right? Games 3 and 4, he kind of laid off.
Exactly. Does he risk leaving a shooter open tonight to get the ball out of Halliburton's hands? That's a big gamble.
And the other big thing from Game 5 was Carlisle benching Nembhard late, their best perimeter defender.
Yeah, that was a choice. Going for more offense, more spacing, had, let's say, mixed results.
Understatement. Does he do that again if it's tight down the stretch tonight? Every single sub, every play call. It all matters so much now.
It's high-stakes chess, absolutely. Layers upon layers.
And speaking of layers, we know stars win games, but that old saying...
Role players win championships. Yep. Holds true time and again. This is where the X factors come in.
Definitely. For OKC, you got to look at Jalen Williams, J-Dub. He's been kind of cold this series, surprisingly.
Linguistically, yeah.
Scouting reports showed his mid-range game is way off his regular season numbers. If this is his breakout game, if he finds his spots, that changes everything for their offense.
And then there's Isaiah Joe. If he gets hot from 3, look out. He can stretch that Pacers D thin.
And Josh Giddey. The evaluations we saw were kind of focused on his hesitation. He needs to be aggressive, right? No more passing up open layups, be decisive.
He has to be. For Indiana, TJ McConnell, what a pest.
Total menace. High energy creates chaos. His disruption rate is nuts.
Obi Toppin brings that athleticism. Can he grab some key rebounds, get some easy transition buckets? That could tilt things.
And Ben Shepherd, the rookie. Big stage, bright lights. Can he handle it? Can he knock down open looks if they come his way?
It's fascinating because, honestly, one of these guys on either team could be the one who hits the 8th shot tonight, the one that wins the finals.
Chill's just thinking about it. So for you listening, who's your pick? Your Game 6 X Factor. Let us know.
Always fun to guess the unsung hero.
All right, let's talk numbers for a sec. Usually numbers don't lie, but finals Game 6.
Yeah.
Maybe the heart matters more.
Numbers give context, not certainty.
Okay, context. Thunder have a killing net rating at home, plus 8.1 in the playoffs. They dominate there.
And the Pacers shoot way worse on the road, like 6% worse. That's significant.
And the big historical stat, OKC leads 3-2. Teams in that spot win the series 85% of the time. That's pretty convincing on paper.
It is. It's a strong indicator.
Yeah.
But like you said, this is the finals. Stats don't measure want to. Game 6 is about who digs deeper.
Exactly. The numbers are a guide, maybe, not a prediction carved in stone.
And that 15% where teams don't close it out, those situations often have weird factors.
Yeah.
A star gets hurt. A desperate team makes a crazy adjustment. A role player goes supernova.
That's the space the Pacers are trying to live in tonight, right?
Yeah.
That 15%. Can they find that extra gear to defy the odds?
That is the million-dollar question.
Okay. Time to get bold. Let's throw out some predictions. You might hate them, you might love them, but hey, that's the fun of it.
Let's hear it.
Bold prediction number 1. Chet Holmgren. Based on how Daigneault trusts him, I'm saying 20 points, 5 blocks tonight.
You.
Okay. If he does that against Turner, those finals MVP whispers, we're going to get LOD.
That would be massive for a rookie. Okay, my first bold one, looking at how Haliburton moved in Game 5. He scores less than 18 points tonight.
Ooh, less than 18.
Yeah, if that happens, it basically confirms that ankle is seriously limiting him, and it forces Indiana's offense into some really tough spots.
That's a bold call. Okay, my second. Mark Daigneault outcoaches Rick Carlisle again. He just seems dialed in this series, using OKC's versatility perfectly.
Finding the right matchups.
Yeah, and if he does, prediction is Thunder win, 112-103. Statement game. They clinch the title at home.
Wow, putting a score on it? Okay. But, like, what if we're totally wrong?
Exactly. What if the Pacers pull out that shocking plan B? What if McConnell goes nuts? That's why we watch. That uncertainty is amazing.
It is. Which brings us kind of perfectly to the last point.
Yeah.
What's really at stake here? Bigger than just the trophy. Legacy stuff.
Totally. If OKC wins tonight, think about Shai. He goes from all-star to, like, face of the league overnight.
Join some elite company for guards that young winning it all.
And Chet, rookie champion, changes his whole narrative, his ceiling. And the Thunder rebuild, it's suddenly the blueprint. Every struggling team is going to try and copy it.
Massive implications. But flip it. If the Pacers force Game 7,
then Haliburton is an absolute legend in Indiana. Forever. Pushing this far, especially hurt. Against this Thunder team, hero status.
Rick Carlisle gets that shot at a second ring, proves the old school still works, adds a huge chapter to his career.
And for us, the fans, we get a Game 7. An all-timer.
It's just incredible how much history is riding on every single play tonight. Individual legacies, team legacies, it's all intertwined.
It really isn't just a game tonight, is it? It's a fight for identity, for the story that gets told, for glory. And Game 6 is just hours away now.
The energy is insane. The whole world is watching this one.
Okay, so we'll leave you with this final thought, kind of pulling everything together. Do the Thunder actually have that killer instinct, that poise to finish it now, at home?
Or do the Pacers somehow dig deeper, execute that surprise plan, and give us a Game 7 that nobody sees coming when we talk about for years?
We really want to know what you think. Drop your bold predictions, your X factors, all that good stuff in the comments below.
Yeah, let us know. And if you're hyped for Game 6 like we are, hit that like button.
Please do. And definitely subscribe so you don't miss our instant post-game breakdown right after the final buzzer. We'll be diving deep into whatever happens tonight.
It's going to be something.
This is the finals. This is legacy. This is everything.